Well, it is the end of day 7 of group stage with coverage presented by U.GG. I'm joined right now by Steve from Team Liquid to talk a little bit about how the matches went today. So unfortunately, the team did not make it out of groups. What has sort of been your experience today as you've watched the team battle it out?
My experience today has been filled with a feeling of bittersweetness, I guess. I am. There's like these moments that are really fantastic, and I think watching the team play EDG was one of those moments. I was sitting in the backstage and just listening to the communication from the team and how fluid and decisive and creative the calls were, and how their play was so leaning in and aggressive. It was just like amazing. It was almost like we had built this amazing team throughout the year, right? And it had taken hits along the way, and we had solved those problems, and all the while we had like learned how to play this game really, really well. And then when we got here, there was this like cloud of anxiety and nervousness and expectation, and it just made it like unclear. And so it's just tough to like know that the team is so good. So yeah, I guess there was part of it that were like amazing like that, and then other parts where you see them not playing up to their potential, which are really rough. But for me, it's we set out to make Worlds. That was like the big goal for the organization. We had never been, and it's odd because like you set a goal and you're like, I want to go to Worlds, and then you achieve it, and then suddenly I don't know if it's just like human nature to be like, I want more, like. No, I want to get out of groups, and then if we make it out of groups, it would have been like, oh no, I want a world championship. It's like things aren't just good enough, And so I actually thought that I was going to be pretty content and fine, but then once EDG beat KT, I was pissed, and I was like, fuck, this sucks, So it's just a bunch of different emotions, I guess.
One of the things that you mentioned was that once the team got here, you felt like there was a bit of anxiety, and I don't know if you were saying, was that on the team's end? Like you just kind of felt like there was a little bit of like worry and anxiety for the team?
Yeah, I think it's we're all individuals, we're all humans. I think it hits us in different ways. Some of it's like nervousness, some of it's anxiety, some of it's pressure, some of it's like a fear to a fear to not lose versus like a courage to win. A lot of the stuff that was said very eloquently by some of the coaches for some of the EU teams. I mean, that's just so true, and Cloud9, Reaper and those players, they found a way, they just found a way on that day to just say, you know what, let's just play. Let's just play. Let's just have fun. Let's be confident. Let's fight. Let's just enjoy League of Legends. And yeah, it just happened too late for us.
Yeah. Kind of heading off some of the comments that I know will come out, which is, why is the team having, emotional or mental issues whenever they get to these international events? Why is the org not doing enough to make sure that they get here with the confidence that they need? Either by like a sports psychologist or that type of infrastructure. I don't know if you want to comment on sort of what TL has done there, or where you think they've fallen short, or any of that.
Yeah, we took a actual big focus on mental acuity and mental health this whole season. We had Jared, who was our licensed sports psychologist and mental coach, spent a ton of time with the team on site and working one-on-one. We had counseling sessions with the guys, that were really positive and great. We made sure to have a really good work-life balance. We introduced the training facility. Instead of just having the guys work and live out of the same house, we provided budget for entertainment and fun. We really did take a balanced, methodical, good approach. It just didn't. You just can't. I guess you can't control some things, and it didn't work out exactly as we wanted it in the time that we needed to. And so, yeah, maybe there's some things that we still need to figure out, but we as an organization provided quite a bit, and we just need to rethink what we can do and improve on for next year.
Amid this week, one of the things that happened was Dom, who I think is affiliated with Team Liquid, ironically, came out and said that he thinks that the North American players don't try as hard, or they get easily distracted and play other games or whatever. I don't know if you have any commentary on that, because certainly since that conversation took place and TL losing today, I do think people will sort of bring it up and say, like, hey, were these guys actually trying as hard as they could have? Were they working as hard as the other regions? Did they do everything they could have to try to win?
Yeah, I mean, I can't speak to how hard some of the other regions are practicing or trying. And I am not sure that even comparing on that is the right solution to figuring out whether or not we put in everything. I can speak to the amount of effort that the team and each respective individual on the team, plus the coaching staff and myself, have put in terms of time and effort and focus to the season. It's been incredible. I mean, just like the whole stuff with Fortnite, it's just I mean, I don't know. I can't speak for any of the other teams, but at least for Team Liquid, it's not true. It's just bullshit. It's not why we lost. I don't know. It's just.
So what happens next? I know you're just moments off of this last match, but what should fans expect to see from Team Liquid in the coming months? Because obviously right now they're left maybe a little shell-shocked or disappointed. I'm sure they kind of want to hear from you as to what the organization will be doing next for the team and the fans and League of Legends in general.
Yeah, for Team Liquid and League of Legends, like. This has been a fantastic year, right? Like, we've went further than we've ever went. And we've accomplished such an amazing triumph in, especially after what had happened in 2017. So that's great. It's still not enough, though. Like, being here and tasting, like, how close we could be to like making out of groups and actually achieving a world championship, and to probably follow Cloud9 and how they'll do for the remainder of this tournament. We're all in. Like, not only do we, I believe, have some of the best infrastructure of any other team in North America, we have one of the best teams, and we're gonna refocus. We're gonna take a little break. Everybody deserves it, and we're gonna be right back on it. And that's exciting. I'm excited for next year. Yeah.
Anything to say to the fans?
Love you guys. Love all of the TL fans that support us and join all of our communities. It's pretty amazing, actually. Like, our Discord channel's popping off. It's so much fun just hanging out in there. But yeah, thank you for supporting the organization. And I know that you are disappointed from today, but we will focus for next year. And yeah.
Thank you so much, Steve, for taking the time to do the interview. I know tough day for you, but I really appreciate the conversation.
Thanks, Travis.
For everyone else, you can check out the rest of my coverage of all things Worlds right here on my YouTube channel. Hey all, this is normally where I would do an outro where I plug U.GG, our sponsor, in some sort of funny way. Given that it's a more somber interview, I just thought I'd mention that they supported our coverage of this event, and that there's a link in the description if you want to check them out. I do really appreciate that, and as much as I prefer to tell happy winning stories, sometimes you have to tell stories like this, and I wouldn't be able to get this type of interview if it wasn't for their support in sending us here. So anyway, thanks to U.GG. Thanks for watching, everyone. Hope you continue to enjoy the World's coverage that is coming to this channel. Thanks.